good time?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so thank you very much for inviting me as well, Councillor Bright. It's an honour really for me to be able to serve as the principal of the college. And we've got so much, that is a passion of mine, to really engage people in our local community, because sometimes, you know, when you're alone, then things that you would know, you wouldn't worry, you won't start worrying about things that is really not necessary. But when you come out, you get to meet people, you share, you know, they say a problem shared is a problem halved, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you get to share what's going on, you get to interact with others, and the world somehow becomes a better place, doesn't it?
Yes.
When you've had a cup of tea, you played a few games, you do a little bit of the dancing. I'm hearing the jiving going on. So it's a pity I'm not going to be staying to see some of you do the jive and so on later on. Ah, you say, well, do you want to try it out for me now then? Oh, right.
I'll do my Irish dance.
You do your Irish dancing, nice one, nice one. Okay. So some of the things that I would like to do, some of you, you were just sharing with me as well anyway, that some of you are already involved in the college, coming and doing different classes, health and well-being classes, some are doing computers, some doing English and maths and different things. And you're never too old to learn.
No.
Because it actually helps to keep your mind ticking over. It keeps you young and fresh, you see what's going on. I'm interested in doing things like they're called IT skills for seniors. You know, have any of you done Silver Surfers? No? It really helps you to keep on top of what's going on. You can go when the grandchildren come and they say, Grandma, let me see the computer, and they're showing you all these things on their phones and they're doing it at a quick pace. On Tuesday night I went into a class and it was IT, and there was a lady there in her 70s, and she was like, I've come to learn to do this because when my grandchildren, I can see what they're up to. And she said that, you know, she can also, it helps you security. Sometimes you look after your grandchildren, you don't know what they're doing. And it tells you about internet safety to keep you safe, because sometimes the people try to scam senior citizens because they feel you don't know what's going on. And sometimes they tell you to hand over all your personal details. So it's really, I would like to start some classes to really help you to be careful of scammers, because they target senior citizens, as well as classes that would IT help you to keep in contact with your families who might be the other side of the country or in another country, and you can learn how to correspond with them, whether it be by Skype or by WhatsApp. You all on WhatsApp? Yep, some of you. And some of you are like, what are you talking about? What's up? Not WhatsApp. So it's teaching you these skills so that you can actually communicate with people. I bought a webcam for my mother-in-law who lives in Trinidad, and that was the opening for her of so many things. She's a retired principal herself, and she went and learned IT classes, and let me tell you, she called me, Sharon, what are you doing now? So you can actually see each other live. So sometimes you don't even have to leave your house sometimes when you can't. You can actually WhatsApp, talk to your daughter or your son or your grandchildren from your living room, and you can say, can you get me a loaf of bread, please? You know, and actually see them, and they can talk to you, you know? So it's really good to keep you connected. So these things are really good. And another thing I would really love, you see what you're doing here? I would really love it, and I'm asking you if you would want a class or a session where you can come maybe once a week and actually just sit down and talk, maybe just do a little subs. There's some colleges that do it where you pay a little sub and you come and just to help the building, for the building, and you actually just come and you sit down, you have your bingo, you have your card, and there's a cafe there, you can buy your tea and coffee and socialize. So those are some of the ideas. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Do you think it's something that you will come to?
Good idea.
On a regular basis, maybe a Friday afternoon like today? Get you out the house. So when you come out to do your shopping, you go to Lidl's or you go Tesco's or whatever, you can just pop along, and over the lunch break you can have a chat with other people. What do you think? Is that something that you would want?
Good idea.
You said about being scammed. I was scammed last year or the year before with £35,000. But I clicked on, I could hear a baby in the background, and I just put the phone down and went straight to my bank. But he was telling me not to go to the bank because there was somebody in the bank that was doing £35,000.
Wow.
I never had 35 days.
Right? So, these are the sort of stuff to teach you how to be savvy, to pick up these tips, so you can learn how to protect yourself. Because they will do it either through texting, or sometimes through the internet, or different things, you know. They'll tell you, oh, play this game, and before you know it, you're out of all this money. So those are the sorts of ideas that I have, and I would love for you to tell us of what ideas you think we can put on as well. Some health and well-being classes, we have those going on as well. So thank you very much for allowing me to speak with you, and I look forward to working with some of you as well in the future.
Thank you, Sharon, for your speech, and I hope that obviously some of us will take advantage of what you've said. Definitely, because we do need it in this community. Our older people, our senior citizens deserve better, you know, and whatever we can do to keep them going, keep them, you know, I love to see them looking radiant. So whatever we can do to keep that going makes me glad. So thank you.
Thank you.
Someone else has just walked in. Another important person in the community. See, I'm bringing all these people to you. So it's good for you when you need someone, you can actually give them a call and say, look, I need help. They're all here, even though she's principal of Adult College, but if you need help and you think you don't even have anyone to call, if you call them, they'll be out there to help you. That's why I'm bringing them, so that you can know who they are and they would help you. There's another person here who just recently joined the borough, not about, I think, about how many weeks ago?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. But very important person. He is the chief executive of our CBS. CBS is this Council for Voluntary Service. So they are responsible for all our charities, any organization within the borough. That's the role of the CBS. So he's our chief executive. So I just want to introduce him. I'm sure he can introduce himself and just tell you a bit about what he does and how he can be. I want him to be here. You remember Rita? Last year Rita came. Rita is the chair of the CBS and she was here, but Rita can't make it today. But yeah, Rita, yeah. And she did promise that the chief executive would be here. So let's just make him feel welcome.
Rita has a little bit more hair than me. But we're based on the Ripple Road in Ripple Hall, and I believe there's almost 200 voluntary organisations across the borough. That's Barking and Dagenham. Traditionally, the CVS has supported charities and very small voluntary organisations. We're now working with what's called social enterprises as well. So we're really trying to be a real support to groups of people who want to come together and make a difference in their local community. That's what we're all about.